Now, we saw some examples of how foreign artists are inspired by this very city, Tokyo. Now, let's check out this one Englishman who uses the streets of Tokyo as his canvas.
Hi, my name's Joseph Tame. I'm a running artist based in Tokyo, and I'm always wearing this crazy gear to create unique works of art on the streets of Tokyo. Okay, well, I'm going to go run.
Joseph, also from England, has been in Japan since 2008. His artistic endeavors were launched at the following year's Tokyo Marathon. What type of art does he make exactly?
So running art is when the streets are your canvas and your feet are your paintbrush. I'm drawing pictures using the GPS trace from my smartphone on the map of Tokyo.
Joseph draws virtual pictures and letters on maps of Tokyo with the routes he runs. An app running on the smartphone attached to his body uses GPS to track his coordinates. It records his route as lines on the map. Those lines are Joseph's brush strokes, and the map is his canvas. He has dubbed this way of creating images running art. Recently, Joseph has been featured in the media, and he's been promoting running art at various events.
It was actually when I started running the Tokyo Marathon about 5 years ago, and there was so much support from other runners, and then I felt, wow, this is fantastic. I want to be able to do this every day. But also, when I needed to train for the Tokyo Marathon, I had to run long distances by myself, and that was a little bit kind of boring. So at that point I thought, okay, let's combine the costume with art. And that's when I came up with the idea for this GPS art.
Let's spend a day with Joseph Tame as his shoes paint the canvas of Tokyo's streets in style. This is Joseph's apartment in Iidabashi. Since 2010, he has created many works of running art, some pictures, some writing. Here's a snowman that he completed in the winter of 2013. For many of his works, he does a screen capture of the routes he ran and then adds colors and captions. Here's one where he wrote his name in the neighborhood north of Akihabara. And here, he drew the petals of the Olympic emblem in support of Tokyo's bid to host the Olympics. This work is his longest distance art piece yet, 350 kilometers over 20 days to trace out 83 petals.
Tokyo is great because it has this really nice mix of grid and these natural flowing roads. And this is where I use the part of Tokyo that has these kind of grid streets, because grid streets make it really easy to write letters.
He chooses which area of the city to run in based on what he wants to paint. For letters, as he says, grid streets are best. But grid streets don't provide enough resolution for the complex outline of this frog, so he ran in an area north of the Imperial Palace that is a maze of streets and alleys.
There are so many possibilities in Tokyo. It has a fantastic street system, which is really difficult for driving, but for running, I think it's fantastic.
The red line on this map is the blueprint for Joseph's next running art project. Expressways and other non-pedestrian roads aren't available to him, and he has to follow the planned route precisely.
It's very confusing, and when I'm running, if I don't concentrate really hard, then sometimes I make a mistake.
He uploads the route blueprint to his smartphone.
I use this application here to track the GPS route. And so this is automatically sending the GPS data live whilst I'm running around the streets.
His costume is entirely handmade. Joseph buys the parts from various stores in Tokyo and cobbles them together. One store that Joseph shops at often is located in Shibuya. The basement floor of this home improvement center sells tools and parts. Joseph heads straight to the aisle where they sell this.
This is my magic tape. This is the tape which holds my whole costume together in a way.
This duct tape comes in flashy colors and has great adhesive strength.
When I come here, normally I spend about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, really slowly going through everything and thinking, I could use this to do that. Yes, it's like it's a real place for inspiration for me. So that's what it is mostly.
He says that he gets most of the parts for his costume from this store. The most challenging part of the costume to create was the LED wrappings for his legs. How could he run safely while wearing them? The solution to that problem came from a vendor in Akihabara, the city's electronics hub.
Oh, konnichiwa. Hisashiburi desu. Genki?
This shop sells 250 different types of LED lights, as well as the sensors, power sources, and other parts to go with them. This is where Joseph came for advice. This is the same product that he currently uses for his leg wraps. The shop owner showed Joseph what kind of wiring he would need, how to wrap it so it wouldn't interfere with his running, and what sensors to use to control the color changes.
やっぱりいろんなお客さんいるもんで、それに対応できるもので、大体電気のものであれば大体こなせますけどね。
And I think until I came here, it was always like this kind of mysterious technology that you just plug into a battery and it works. But coming here, seeing how he repairs the LEDs, learning about the different voltages and things, that then enables me to customize it to suit my own outfit. He's like my LED sensei, my LED teacher, so I'm really glad we met.
Joseph is on the starting line, ready to begin a new running art piece. He's going to write Tokyo in Japanese. He'll start with the second character first. Kyo means capital.
Simply with the route of the Imperial Palace, so I'm circling around the Imperial Palace. It's a course that I've run hundreds of times. I don't have to really think too hard. Okay, really important thing I mustn't forget, start the GPS. Okay, and start. Okay, let's go. See ya.
He heads out toward the Imperial Palace and turns north to loop around it. The Imperial Palace loop is popular with runners. Joseph himself runs around it several times a week. Along the way, he encounters some fellow runners that he knows.
So this is Phil and Nami, running partners. Sometimes we've run relay races together, and
Joseph ran the Tokyo Marathon with these two runners.
I think he does what he enjoys doing, and he wants everyone else to enjoy it as well.
走るアートも何かこう面白いものを自分の中で見つけて、また一つ見つけたんだなっていう感じに思いました。
But Joseph has no time to rest now. He sets out again to continue drawing his Kyo character. One lap of the Imperial Palace is about 5 kilometers. Joseph can cover that in 30 minutes.
So, nearly finished the Kyo, and I've got to turn right here, under the railway line. Okay, konnichiwa. Oh, konnichiwa. And stop. Okay, with that, I have completed the Kyo of Tokyo. That was about 9 kilometers. Now I've got to do the toll. That's down in Minato, down that way, so I better get going.
The to in Tokyo means east. Tokyo means Eastern Capital.
3, 2, 1, start! Okay, let's go!
He runs down a series of twisting streets to create the central part of this character. This is a residential area, so he gets a chance to greet some locals on the street.
こんにちは。はい、頑張ります。どうも。はい、左に曲がります。はい、Hello!はい、右に曲がります。Turning right down here. すいません。そっちは六本木何ですか？今六本木ですね。OK。すいません。
For those who show interest in what he's doing, he explains his running art.
ランニングアートをやってます。実際にこの道を走ってます。で、東京という漢字を世界中の皆さんとシェアしたいと思ったので、
But Joseph also finds that his appearance is a great way to break the ice with strangers.
たまに他のランナーと一緒に。You know, I think in Tokyo people tend to stay in their own personal space and they don't talk to strangers so much. But when they see something like this, then it gives them an excuse to start talking with strangers. So, yeah. こんばんは。鈴木です。こんばんは。東京走ってます。
Night has fallen.
はい、東京という漢字を書いてます。はい。今ちょうど東京の塔この辺ですね。
Just a kilometer to go.
結構遠いんです。Oh yeah! We're nearly there! We're nearly there!
The finish line for the toll character is in sight. It's in front of Shimbashi Station.
はい、頑張ります。OK!やったー！Let's check it out. Oh, yes! Look at that! Oh, very nice. Yeah! Oh, wow. You know, it was so memorable. We met so many nice people along the way, running all those court routes and streets that I would never normally run. It was such fun. Really loved it. So, yeah. ありがとうございました。どうも。どうも。はい。やったー。
Very, very interesting. I find Joseph's art a lot of fun. His art is fun, and he's a fun guy, you know? I mean, you just can't help but love a guy like that. But it's interesting how it's art, and yet you also get in shape doing this art, which is kind of good. Maybe you could call it health art. I don't know. But it's, kidding aside, I think it's very conceptual. It's got some performance arts involved, landscape art, maybe some, you might even call an installation. Very, very conceptual, though, and I find it very, very interesting.